Yo, welcome back to the Red or Blue Pill channel, people. Thank you for returning subscribers and members. What we do here, if you are new, is we react to the most disturbing and creepy videos from the internet, and we go through the latest. If you like what you see, don't forget to sub up, turn on the notifications, let me know your thoughts in the comments section. With that being said, let's roll.
Video is for entertainment purposes only.
So a giant earthquake goes off in Greece, and then a giant angel, even more, a biblical depicted angel pops in the sky. And even crazier, months back, the same exact thing in Greece popped up in the sky. And that's not all that's going on. Every single day we're having class X, I believe this was the X2 8 hours ago, solar flare. What they call a solar flare. I can't get into that here, but radiation, for some reason, is going crazy all over the earth, but especially the most in the United States. Now back to this angel. Revelations 10:1 says, I saw another mighty angel come down from heaven, clothed with a cloud, and a rainbow was upon his head, and his face was as the face of the sun, his feet as pillars of fire. And then right here, this was the one from a few months ago. And I saved the craziest part for last. Around the same area where that sighting was seen, they're having a huge radio blackout. Also around the same area, the Large Hadron Collider, which is doing alchemy now. It seems to me like the spiritual veil has been broken through man-made things and also spiritual things with negative connotations like the Large Hadron Collider. Pretty awesome stuff, though.
Well, if you was going to try and describe an angel, then that would probably be what you was going to describe, right? That is bonkers.
This guy couldn't believe his eyes. While waiting at a traffic light, he saw something that looked like a glitch in the Matrix. The streetlight kept flashing on and off, making the tree in front of him disappear and reappear like a real-life glitch. And he wasn't the only one stunned. Right in front of him, a truck driver had to pull over just to figure out what was happening. It was like they both stumbled into a real-life video game, just when you think you've seen it all.
What in the simulation is going on with that tree, peeps? It is glitching. Yeah, I've given up guessing because of the fact that I know that we're probably thousands of years behind people that have technical advances and going to be way ahead of us. So we ain't going to see anything coming. It is just going to be like...
Donald Trump's 4-day tour of the Middle East has just wrapped, so here's all of the wild shit that went down. His first stop was Saudi Arabia on Tuesday, where he secured a massive $600 billion commitment from Saudi Arabia to invest in the US. And Saudi also signed the largest defense deal in history, purchasing a staggering $142 billion of US arms. That same evening, he lifted all sanctions on Syria. Trump explained that he wants Syrians to have a chance at success. And keep in mind how big of a deal that is, because that ends a staggering 46 years of US sanctions. Israeli officials, however, weren't very happy, and they described the move as risky. Trump's next stop in the Middle East, Qatar, was even more groundbreaking because he became the first US president to make an official visit to the nation ever. He received a ceremonial fighter jet escort, he was greeted by camels, and even had a motorcade to the palace that included Cybertrucks and cavalry. Trump particularly likes the camels, though.
We appreciate those camels. I haven't seen camels like that in a long time.
Qatar agreed to a huge deal with Boeing, purchasing 210 jets for $96 billion, the largest order in the company's history. And then the two countries agreed to a deal which the White House described as a historic $1.2 trillion economic commitment from Qatar. And then to top it off, during During this visit, he told the press that he wants to take Gaza and turn it into a freedom zone. And there's also talk of Trump signing a nuclear deal with Iran. Not too sure how Israel's feeling about those two either. And then today, Trump visited the UAE for his last stop, where he was given a massive traditional welcome. The US agreed to sell the UAE 500,000 of NVIDIA's most advanced chips every year, which will likely help make the UAE a global leader in artificial intelligence. The Atlantic Council said there has never been a US presidential visit to the Middle East like this one.
Wow. I didn't see that one coming, but I'm just going to sit and watch from a distance and see what happens in this particular segment of the show.
What are the big topics now? AIDS, I would imagine, comes up.
Well, yeah, I tell them what I think about AIDS.
What do you think about AIDS?
Remember the fairy tale they told you about the green monkeys? They tell you about these green monkeys, and then they remind you that this is a sexually transmitted disease. I have one big question. Who's pluking the monkeys? So, once you get past the, that seems like kind of an implausible theory if you look at it that way. So I offer 3 other possible scenarios. 1, because remember, it is announced suddenly, one day in November, 700 people died from a disease we never heard about before. One possibility, it came from outer space. Another one, it came from a government laboratory. Not saying whose, could have escaped, could have been done on purpose as a test on civilians. The other possibility is it came from a private sector laboratory for money. Because when they find the pill that you can take to let you do it again, somebody's going to make some money. There's no question about that.
It's fascinating.
Yeah, the rabbit holes just get deeper and deeper and deeper. Because if you question one thing recently with a certain disease, then you just look at history and you start questioning everything. And then you just question everything.
Have y'all seen this yet? Apparently, this guy came across the real Kanye West sitting down on a bench in downtown Los Angeles looking completely out of it. I mean, y'all, there's no denying it. This dude absolutely looks like Kanye West. He looks like he's just in a sunken place, just like the movie Get Out told him. Do y'all remember what B.O.B. said?
Certain black leaders get replaced, and all of a sudden they switch up and they doing shit that they preached against. They spent their whole legacy preaching against some shit, and then all of a sudden they cool with it. That's why you don't never see these niggas. There's certain niggas you just never see in public. You don't never see these niggas in public. And they either kill them or replace them, or they fake their death. They go and hide it. I'm telling y'all, like, I know, like, I study this shit. I know this shit. I'm not even saying it on cocky shit, but it's just the truth. Like, that's what the fuck is going on. From politics to hip hop music to rock music. Call me crazy. I got lots of friends in the industry who I can't talk to no more. Can't even get them on the phone. Talking about where I've been at. Nigga, I've been here. So it's all connected. But they're not gonna talk about this shit. They gonna run a Bob Flat Earth headline probably.
You see, this is not far-fetched at all, y'all. Just like they be telling us in these movies. Hold on, does he have Yeezys on? Hold on. But yeah, there's a reason why they put this in these movies, because they're telling us truth in plain sight. And in the fact it took this long to find the real Kanye, just like how this industry Kanye goes missing and then he appears, you know what I'm saying? It goes to show you the real Kanye is really a magician. But yeah, y'all, let me know what you guys think about this video. Like, follow, and share for more videos like this. The shift is here. Let's get it. Peace in.
Okay, for sure, 100%, he looks more like the Kanye than the actual Kanye, but it does look like a sculpture. Don't look real to me. Oh, and by the way, to everybody that thinks that there's something not right with me, I am fine. I'm just on holiday. So if you have a look, I'm in a room with people there.
He's not
and
fine.
There.
He needs help.
So I'm having to be very, very quick with my reactions. Yeah, I should have went on holiday there. That looked nice. Although Spain is very nice.
It's too late. It's too late. It's over, folks. The oligarchs have already won.
What did they win?
A game they made up where they wrote the rules? Power that requires active obedience in order to exist? Money that has value because we agree to keep pretending that the money has value? A game that they keep insisting is the only realistic way to organize society? Yes, I'm afraid the only realistic outcome here is the one where I live in a castle on the hill and you live in a rented shoebox where you will eat poison and slowly develop colon cancer. Bad luck for you, eh? Our society is whatever we collectively agree that it is, which also means whatever we allow it to be. So this attitude, all hope is lost, the empire has already won, that is exactly how the battle is lost. If people do not believe that change can happen, then people will not effect change and change will not happen. Essentially, the more people saying that all hope is lost, the more true it is. But this is a game. The rules can be rewritten at any time. All we need is enough people to look at the world and think, we can do better than this. To look at the resources we have, at the infrastructure we have, the technology we have, the information we have, and think, we can do better than this. Once you get that understanding to take root in enough minds, change is not only possible, it's inevitable.
Yeah, it's very true. They only win if you follow their rules and their system. But the problem is they're really good with their wooden spoon and stirring the pot.
Can I speak to God, please?
Regarding?
I was wondering if he could help with the pandemic.
Right. Where are you calling from?
India. Earth?
No, I mean, what dimension?
This one? I don't know.
Right, look. Look outside your window. How many suns do you see?
One sun.
Oh.
Oh?
But you guys are still alive?
Yes?
It's just, we thought you were closed.
No, still very much open.
But you're telling me there are still tigers in Dimension 42.
I mean, like 1,000 tigers, it's mostly people in this.
So the tigers didn't eat the people?
No.
That's what we made the people for.
I'm sorry, what?
But how many people?
6 billion, I don't know.
Fuck. He's going to be so pissed. I was supposed to shut your area down. I'm going to lose my job. You guys were just supposed to be food. Have you started eating each other yet?
No, there's one guy.
There we go. Earth is supposed to be closed. Sometimes it does feel like we are lost.
Why is no one talking about this end of the world Bible prophecy? The Bible says during the apocalypse, before the world ends, there will be a 200 million man army. The Bible says that those soldiers will march along the Euphrates River when it dries up. Well, the Euphrates River is drying up for the first time in the past 16th century. And that's not even the craziest part about this Bible prophecy. Never in history has there been a 200 million man army until now. Russia and China has formed an alliance. Are you paying attention yet? If you're not ready for the apocalypse, watch the link in my bio and follow now.
Yeah, there is a lot of stuff coming true. A lot of stuff coming true. It's really weird how it's all coming through right now at the moment. I'm keeping one eye on Trump and what he's doing because it's all really good, bringing everyone together. But it's a lot of responsibility when you unite the world. And you want to hope that they've got the best. They want the best for the world and the people in the world. You know what I mean?
These are scenes from a much different Egypt than we have been shown in our history books, showing a very buried city under the sand, pyramids built right on top of ancient tree stumps, and a sphinx that looks much different than the face we see today. And when I say built on top of ancient tree stumps, just look at this map from Cairo. Let's take a little closer look onto the top right of it. All those pyramids right on top of flat top mountains, or as we know them here, ancient trees. Everything has been reshaped in this world we know, mostly in part to hide our true past, our true origins, the true purpose of these structures like the pyramids. I think they were once part of an advanced civilization's free energy network, and they definitely go a lot deeper than we see. We have just started unburying from the last reset. What do you think the true purpose of the pyramids were? Let me know in the comments. Question everything, friends. Until next time.
Yeah, something ain't right, because the people in charge aren't in any rush to dig up and get answers. You know what I mean? It's as if they want to cover it up and keep everything as it is, not to find out the real answers. Because otherwise, you'd be digging that place up, wouldn't you? Because there's so much there. What in the miniature horse is going on there, people? So where's that middle shadow come from? Is it like a shadow of something invisible that we can't see with a naked eye? Is that the 4D? That is crazy. That is actually bonkers.
What's that? Oh, there's a mile-wide volcano in the Pacific Ocean that is about to erupt? Okay. Yeah, apparently there's a gigantic mile-wide volcano in the Pacific Ocean that is predicted to erupt around June 5th. Alrighty. Now, with the volcano being in the ocean, the lava isn't going to reach land. So that's not the concern, okay? The concern is that it is predicted to cause around 10,000 earthquakes around the world, alrighty? Now, the span of these 10,000 earthquakes are predicted to happen just in one day. Okay. Only issue is they don't know how big these earthquakes are going to be. But based on what information they have been able to gather, they should be lower end earthquakes. Alrighty.
Yeah, that's a true story. It was at the bottom of CNN, just as a small headline saying about the mile wide volcano that's going to cause 1,000 earthquakes. I think it was. What is going on in this world?
So this is a NASA photo of Earth in 1968. And why does it look so interesting to me? Take a deeper look. Just look at it. This looks pretty much identical to the 1500s Mercator map with the North Pole in the center. Now, like I said, this is satellite footage from the 60s. So I think it's interesting because what we saw then is a hell of a lot different than what we see now. This, to me, does not look like a ball or a sphere or anything. It looks like a flat surface. So again, just more proof pouring out that we do not live on a spinning ball. Do your research. This is my opinion. I love you all.
Well, yeah, I'd have to agree. It looks pretty flat from the picture, but what's the big round black thing in the middle? Like, is that Antarctica? Is that where all bands from go in? Because that looks like there's some suspicious activity going on. You know,
Is a new wave of technology getting ready to be released to the public? You're going to want to take a look at this video. An unidentified woman was filmed in San Francisco holding what appears to be a completely transparent smartphone. Literally. Now, there have been rumors online of this supposed transparent cell phone that'll soon be coming. But again, they have just been rumors. Have we finally seen this futuristic technology? Take a look at this video, comment below, and tell me what you think.
yeah. If you've been down the red or blue pill rabbit hole for longer than 6 months, then you probably know that there's far better tech out there. Whoa, purple clouds and lightning. We are in a day and in an age where that is pretty normal. And actually, it's just in a normal world.
Every time I touch my phone, it freaking tap it crazy. Tap it crazy. Look. I'm tapping the table and nothing.
I can't lie. When I first watched this, I thought this was fake. But after doing some research, it turns out this is real. It's kind of hard to understand what's going on here, but in this video, this woman has captured a camel spider inside of a jar, and every time she focuses on it with her phone, the spider appears to react. But conversely, every time she taps on the table next to the spider, it has no reaction at all. So the question here is, how in the world does this spider know the camera's focusing on it, and how can it feel it? Well, this is actually due to something known as a LIDAR scanner that's located on iPhone cameras. This stands for light detection and ranging, and LIDAR technology also uses infrared light, which is invisible to the naked eye. However, spiders are sensitive enough to be able to feel the LIDAR scanner every time it goes off when you're trying to autofocus, which is exactly what they're reacting to. There are actually quite a few of these videos online as well of spiders and camel spiders reacting to this, so if you want to check those out, they're pretty interesting.
Whoa, that's really crazy. So how is people reacting to something that's invisible? That is bonkers.
So yeah, I'm gonna need some of my bug people to tell me what the hell this guy is. Does that not look like the smallest dragon you've ever seen? It's a baby.
What in the dragonfly was that? That was a miniature dragon right there. Yeah, so some videos just don't need any music. Don't really need a reaction. You just need to know your alphabet. You know what I mean?
So they are now warning of another major solar flare, 600,000 mile wide birdwing solar eruption tomorrow, astronomers warn. The question you really need to be asking yourself is, what really are these solar storms, and why does all the power go out and all the auroras come all the way down south with them? If I didn't know any better, I'd say it's like we're living through pages of the Bible. This is Iran today, and people are actually getting alerts on their phone of crazy sand and stuff that you need to pull over because there'll be zero visibility. We literally have oceans turning black, and they are claiming that they're turning black because runoff and soot from fires and other stuff. By the way, Minnesota's on fire and 0% contained right now. And this is what's going on in Italy right now. The whole world has got something crazy going on. Wanna know what's weird though? How the scientists all were able to call all these things in advance. Here we have a volcano going off in Japan. You know, think in terms of energy and radiation being spiritual as a whole fundamental different understanding that we think of today. But here's the question. Are there things manipulating energy on the earth right now? And if so, is it completely destroying the natural order of things all around us every single day? And that's why everything's going so crazy right now? Because eventually a solar flare will come, and that solar flare will knock out all electricity everywhere like we saw with the ones yesterday.
Well, you just can't get a break on planet Earth right now, can you? A 600,000 mile solar flare, and then we've got a mile wide volcano erupting with 1,000 earthquakes going to be erupting. I mean, that is a pretty mental time to be alive. I can't remember any time in my life of something like that going to be happening. But on that note, that is the end of the show. So thank you for watching. Appreciate the support, and I'll see you again tomorrow.